Hey, so we're going to go through how we're going to do our glucometry, how we're going to take blood sugar on a patient. So I've got Justin here who has volunteered to be my guinea pig. Our main goal here is to minimize moves, minimize cross-contamination between our patient and our gear and our kits. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set up our workplace first. So we've got 7 items that we need to have out. So we're going to make sure that we have our test strips. I'm going to open this up early because I don't want to be going back into this stuff when I've got blood potentially on my hands. So I've got a test strip. The chip at the bottom is the part that's going to go into my glucometer. But I'll have a test strip. I've got 2 alcohol prep pads, 1 Band-Aid, 1 sterile gauze, and a sharps container, and a lancet. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to prep the patient's finger. So which hand do you want to use? Sounds good.
Do this one.
So we're going to clean the area. Just wipe it down, clean it as best we can. You're not going to wave your hand over it. You're not going to blow on it or anything like that. The alcohol is going to evaporate pretty quick on its own. While that's happening, I'm going to take my Band-Aid and I'm going to open it halfway. Take off part of the bandage. I know that it's going to wrap up over the top, so I'm going to place that right there so I know when it goes up over afterwards, the the gauze is going to be right over top of the blood collection site. I'm going to leave that hanging off just like so. The amount of time that it's taken to do that, the alcohol has evaporated. So at this point, I'm going to take my lancet. I'm going to decide, or I'm going to pick the length, the depth of the needle. So it can go small. That's going to be for kids, pediatrics, old folks with thin skin. Regular, which is what we're going to do for most people, it's the line in the middle. And then for like calloused hands, if you can just see it's tough skin, go with the long one. If you're not sure what to use, go one longer. The line that you see here isn't how far the needle actually goes in. It's just exaggerated to show us what depth we're picking. So on Justin here, he's a hardworking guy. I'm going to pick the long side needle. On the top, we don't pull this off. We just twist it. Once that twists and comes out, this is ready for, the plunger's ready to shoot the needle into his finger. And so I've got my test strip now. It's going to take about 30 seconds for it to get started. So I just put the chip in. It's going to turn on its own. While that's going through its process, I'm going to, on the count of 3, Justin, you're going to feel a little prick here. 1, 2, 3. That's all it is. I'm going to take my sterile gauze. We do not collect the first drop of blood. The idea is the first drop of blood could be contaminated. I'm going to keep this piece of wrapping here. Wipe off the first drop of blood. If you're having trouble getting a drop of blood, feel free to squeeze pretty aggressively on the finger. You're not going to hurt the person's finger. 2. We've got 2 drops of blood are gone. Collect our third. There's a nice drop there. We're going to use the little yellow tip there. We're going to touch that to blood, and it's going to do a countdown, and it'll tell us our reading. 6.3. We just had lunch. Nice reading right in the middle. Good to go. Leave that guy there. Let's do one more wipe. Now, without touching the wound site, we pinch our Band-Aid, our bandage here, and we go up and over the top. We've kept it nice and sterile without touching the wound site with our own hands. Now that that's done, this is a sharps. It's going away here. This is a biohazard going in our container. And since we're already using this container, may as well use it for everything else that we've got. So we'll continue putting all that stuff in there. Now I've got one more prep pad, and that is to clean our gear off. Even though we likely didn't get any blood on it, we're not going to take that risk. We are dealing with blood pathogens. Give it a nice solid wipe down, make sure everything's good and prepped for the next use, whether it's us or the next crew coming in. And of course, when we get back to the hall, we want to make sure that everything is stocked back up for the next crew coming in.
Thank you.